Okay, in this video, we're looking at Chapter 3 review, and I'm going to look at numbers 6, 7, and 8 because they all go with this function, g of x equals negative 0.3x plus 6.3x squared. Okay, so number 6 is just asking me to find g of 2. Okay, so the 2 has replaced the x in the question, so I'm just going to, for my answer, replace all x's with the number 2. Whoops, I don't need that parenthesis. And I would absolutely be using my calculator for this. Okay, so negative 0.3 times 2 plus 6.3 times 2 squared equals 24.6. Okay, number 7 is the same type of question except for it's asking me to find g of negative 2. So it just means I have to plug in negative 2 instead of x. Okay, and you can plug all this into your calculator at once. Let me show you what I mean. So negative 0.3, I'm going to use the parentheses times negative 2 plus 6.3 times in parentheses negative 2 and outside of the parentheses squared. It's pretty important that you get that right to get the answer right. And I am getting 25.8. Okay. The third question that goes with this equation, number 8, says find x, so x is, we don't know, when g of x is equal to 0. Okay, well g of x is just this stuff, so I'm going to write negative 0.3x plus 6.3x squared equals 0. And my job is to solve this for x. Now I see these like crazy numbers, so I'm going to try and multiply by some things or divide to make this easier. So first of all, I'm going to multiply by 10 because those are both decimals, okay? And if I slide the decimal place 1 unit to the right, I'm multiplying by 10. So what I have is negative 3x plus 63x squared equals 0, okay? And then the next thing I'm going to do, and maybe you figured out how to do this all in one step, maybe not, is to actually divide everything by 3. Again, I can solve it from here, but might as well make my numbers as easy as possible. So when I divide by 3, I get negative 1x plus 21x squared equals 0. And we know sometimes it's easiest to put that x squared first. It's just what we're used to seeing. Notice I'm keeping the sign for 21 and for the negative x. Okay, they don't switch signs. Now, when I see this, and I have x squared and x, I might think factor, but box and diamond, it will work, but it's kind of inefficient here, or you could use quadratic formula. But I do notice that both of these terms have an x in them. So I can factor out an x, okay? X times 21x and x times negative 1 would get me to this. If I distribute it here, I would get back to that. So now I can use the zero product property. So this one is telling me x is equal to 0. That one is telling me 21x minus 1 is equal to 0. So add 1 to both sides, divide by 21, and I get 1/21. So I have two solutions, x equals 0 and x equals 1/21.